Gentlemen, it's ReZero Day, and in today's video, I just want to talk about the latest episode that just came out. I have a lot of things, theories, and ideas that I have. By the way, I'm an anime only when it comes to ReZero. I haven't read any light novels or web novels, so any predictions that I make or say, don't confirm it in the comment section. I just want to talk about this show that I enjoy and like. So let's continue on. One scene that stood out to me was this one. Meili is pulling Charlotte's hair. It seems like she knows what it is. She's kind of like pushing it away from herself. I was wondering how come she never said anything about it. I found this kind of strange because who pulls somebody's hair while they're being carried? It seems like Meili knows what Shala is. When I first saw Shala, I was expecting her to be a spirit, and especially in this episode, she says that she's been in the tower for 400 years, which is kind of strange if she was a human. So I expected her to be some sort of artificial spirit, but so far they're hinting that she might be some sort of beast that can transform into a human form. So it'll be interesting to see. I also wonder if Meili is trying to control her, trying to see if she's similar to a maw beast, but it could also be that she just kind of knows that she's dangerous and she's aware that she's hiding something. Another scene right after was this tree spirit. It's kind of interesting. So far, we've only seen spirits in spirit form. This one actually has a living form, which is this tree. It was also able to move. It was controlling the entrance of this place, which I find kind of interesting how there's a checkpoint, a healing station. It seems like somebody placed this or planted this plant here for a reason similar to what Fugo did with the giant tree. I don't have much to say about this place. It just seems interesting. I feel like we will come back to this place. The only worry that I have is that Subaru technically told Ram to protect it. I have a hunch that something horrible might go on in this place. I hope it doesn't, but only time will tell. Another interesting thing that I saw in this video was that everybody was quiet. Everybody seemed to fear Shaula, which makes sense. She tried to attack them, but Subaru kind of just continues talking to her, and it seems like everybody's waiting to see what Subaru does next. I found that kind of interesting. Even Bayako tries to warn him about it, but Subaru instead, he continues to be friendly, as he usually is. Which in a sense makes sense why Subaru is the way he is. He's obviously experienced death, so what's the worst that can happen? His interactions with Shala was also interesting. They seem to have a similar, I don't want to say the similar dialect, but they seem to understand each other's quirks, like little jokes that they had, little phrases and jokes that they slightly said to each other. Also, another thing that I feel like Subaru should have asked Shala was, tell me any previous task that you were told to do and bypass any task that you were told to keep as a secret. I feel like that would have been very interesting to see if she's hiding something deeper. I'm sure she is, but instead in this scene, Subaru instead tells her not to hurt anybody, which I think it was important for him to say that, but at the same time, I feel like he could have done much more. But only time will tell what Shala's true intentions are. I do think she's an important character, but I have a feeling that she's an important character as in a bad way, not as a team player character. I have a feeling that she has a task, a mission to do in this tower in order for Subaru to proceed and achieve his goals. So I wonder what exactly will happen between them. It'll be interesting to see what Shala does throughout this season. That's pretty much all my thoughts in this episode. It's kind of more of a episode that just laid out what the Pleiades Tower is. And in this scene right here, in the credit scene, we see the party. I think everybody has been aware of this. I truly do believe that one of the characters is Echidna. The test that he goes in this episode just seems very similar to the trials he went through in Echidna's trial in season 2, so I have a feeling that Echidna did play a role in creating this place. I'm surprised Subaru doesn't talk about Echidna more often. It could be that he's trying to avoid trying to frame Echidna as the other Echidna that we found out in this season. So, but I still think like he should talk about her. I feel like if he learns more about her history, he can learn more about the world. In season 2, we also saw that Echidna perhaps survived and was able to transfer her body to one of the clones, but it seems like that hint that we saw in season 2 will probably not be revealed until very further down the line in the ReZero story. So I do think that Subaru should probably learn more about Echidna's history, maybe through Bayako's story and through Roswaal, but at the same time, I can't remember if his memory was wiped after he failed the trials and he was pushed away from them, but Akina clearly plays a very important role in ReZero. She's been influencing a lot of characters and a lot of places that we've seen so far. Just a few last scenes. During the credits, we also see this hand reach out for Subaru. It's interesting because at the bottom we see Emilia, so I kind of figured that this was Emilia at first, but now I believe that it might not be Emilia. The hand does look a bit mature, so I was thinking at first maybe it was Satella, but maybe it's another character that we haven't seen yet. It's most likely going to be Satella trying to help him out from where he's at, but at the same time it could be somebody else. I could also be overthinking this too much, but I just thought this imagery right here was interesting. And towards the end of the credit scene, we also see this scene where Shala is throwing books in the sky. I wonder what that means. In this scene, it seems like she's probably told to do this. Maybe Subaru told her to do this in order for him to achieve a trial that he's going through. But towards the end, we see a book fall down, and afterwards we see Shala disappears. I have a feeling that we probably shouldn't get attached to this character. She seems like a funny character, but at the same time, it seems like her duty is meant to be here in the Pleiades Tower. She's a very funny character. I like her art style. A lot of moments were funny with her so far. But for sure, she is truly hiding something. And finally, I want to talk about this scene. This scene was during Season 3. I tried watching Episode 1 from Season 4, but we never see Al. And I just want to bring up Al because in Episode 4, we saw this trial where only Subaru knew how to solve, specifically because he's an isekai person, so he obviously knew about the constellations. So I wonder if Al has been hinted of also being isekai or something, that he knows knowledge about Earth. So it'll be interesting. I was hoping to see some hints from Episode 1 where Al probably gives advice to Subaru, but the last time we see him is in Season 3, the last episode. He obviously has some conflict with witches. It seems like he's aware of how witches work and how they fight. So I feel like Al plays a bigger picture in all of this. I was hoping to see him more often in Season 4, but so far it seems like he's with Priscilla. I'm sure he will come back around. He seems like a very interesting character and a very mysterious character. Those are pretty much all my thoughts in this episode. I think it was a great episode. A lot of information was told, but it was kind of like scattered around, so I think it was a great episode, like any other episode. It did feel kind of short. I was very invested in the trial that he was doing. I'm glad that they actually told us how he solved it towards the end of the episode. They almost cliffhanged us right there, but I'm glad they showed it. Other than that, it was a great episode. I can't wait for the next one. This next episode is starting off in the library. I wonder if the library is also some trial. Like, I mean, how scary can a library be? So I mean, I guess only ReZero can show us truly if it's a scary place, to see what ends up happening with Subaru and his journey. I also find it interesting how all the other characters seem to let Subaru lead. I also find it interesting how nobody questioned the fact that Shala was calling him or sees him as master or pupil. I wonder if the other people also have a sense or feel that Subaru's influence and his knowledge seem a bit extraordinary for them, which obviously they also see Subaru as a very reliable person, but we obviously as the audience know the reason why he is because he's obviously has reset the world countless times. So I can't wait to see the next episode. I'll end this video here. I just briefly wanted to talk about a few points that I wanted to point out in this episode that I found interesting. Other than that, I just want to say you can comment in my comment section. I really would like to read anybody's theories, ideas that they have about this new episode that just came out. I'll be making videos such as this. I mainly wanted to focus on ReZero since it's so far my favorite that has come out this season. I also plan to talk about 2 other series that I've enjoyed this season, such as Classroom of the Elite and Dorohedoro. It's kind of hard to pronounce that, Dorohedoro. I really enjoyed that series, especially since I've been longing for a season 2. And I feel like a lot of people haven't been talking about that series. They've forgotten about it. But the latest season 2, is very mysterious, and I kind of want to make videos about it and just talk about it. But I'll see how that goes. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I hope you comment in the comment section. I would like to read any theories, ideas people have. And please avoid the spoilers. If you have read the series ReZero, just don't give any spoilers, or at least give a spoiler warning just in case you do hint at something specifically. Like I said, I'm an anime only when it comes to ReZero. I've never read any light novels, or the web novel. So also in the comment section, don't predict if I was right about something. I just kind of want to talk about it and make a video about it just in case I can call back and say that I predicted this. So other than that, that's it for this video.